G'day, mate, and welcome back to Ixion with me, JD. Now we've moved into our fourth episode in this little series. We're going to finally slow down a little bit. I've been racing through the first couple of episodes, the first little bit, because I know the game is based on both events and time, and I didn't want to waste a lot of time, and that's going to come up and catch up and haunt me anyway, because I'm not going to be able to get out of here fast enough. But today's episode, we've travelled across to Jupiter. We've travelled across the great Jup, and over here we should be able to find a new Vol engine, because it turns out our engine was a single-use engine, only good enough to blow up one planet, and we're hoping to pick up a new upgraded engine that has the ability to blow up a bigger planet, like maybe something the size of Jupiter. Maybe it'll also take us to a new system. I certainly hope so, because we've sort of mined this one dry. But with that out of the way, I'm going to go through a quick recap of what we've been doing and talk through what today's plan is. Okay, so quick recap. Let's go out to the planetary view to start with, and we can see that, well, I've gone and checked out all the events, scanned everything, done everything we can, and actually have one more probe heading out, because I think there's more iron over here. I can't remember what the probe's going to do. But we've gone through and we've finished all the events. We've checked out all the events, we've made sure everything is fine. At the same time, I do want to mention this is my at least second recording of this video, because a patch was released that broke the game. Also was meant to fix the injury, how accident prone the people were. Was meant to fix that, but definitely broke the game. Thanks, Probe. And consequently, I got halfway through the recording and was basically up a creek without a paddle, so I had to go back and start again. So can I ask, because this is my second time around, therefore I've spent twice the amount of time explaining this already, can I grab a like? Can I just borrow a like? I just borrow a like if you're not happy with how we design things, how we launch the ship, whether or not we blow up Jupiter or not. By all means, you can have your like back later in the video. At the same time, if you haven't clicked the subscribe button already, got a suggestion whilst you're down there clicking the like button. Just throwing it out there, just like we've been throwing probes out into the system. Like I said, we have gone and scanned everything. I've made sure that we have grabbed every bit of carbon, every bit of silicon we have available in the first solar system, because they are very hard to get resources. Iron is not so much in the first system. It is sort of going to be in the second system, so I'm going to make sure I, wherever possible, can load up every bit of iron I possibly can. It's only because I'm sort of pushing things to the limit, which we're going to talk about in just a second. All right, as for the interior view of our two sectors, we set up our first two sectors, the first one being really specialized in food. This is going to be our breadbasket, and our second one is really going to be industrial. A lot of industrial. A lot of industrial. So that's really been our plan for our two sectors. Now, there's a couple of things I do need to mention very, very quickly. The first one being research. I had planned, and we'd spoken about it previously, to do the Tech Lab upgrade. The very first upgrade I really recommend you do is the assistant promotion. To do this, you need to unlock all the tier 2 technology, which means you need to have this first circle done, which is done for you, the second circle, which you need to complete all those, and also get everything in this third circle researched at least once. The Outer Hope black box, if it hasn't been unlocked, it doesn't count, so you can do it prior to doing that, but you need to have everything unlocked. After you've done that, you really want to grab the assistant promotion. The reason being is this Tech Lab normally produces 1 science every 30 cycles. With this upgrade, it's 3 science every 5 cycles, which is a massive difference, and research is going to be one of the things limiting you in the game. From there, I had planned to get the Intelligence Lab, which is 5 science every 5 cycles, i.e. 1 per cycle, which is another significant upgrade. Unfortunately, they've patched the game. I now need to get all the technology in tier 3, which means all this technology in this next circle done before I can get that research.
In your leadership is falling.
We also need to deal with that problem. Consequently, I can't do this research anymore. I need to do a whole bunch of other research before I can do that. So I've had to change up the plans. The plans are now going to be, we're going to get optimized crew quarters, this one right here, which will let us store 40 people in average quality accommodation, up from, well, the 15 in a limited quality. So it's going to have a little bit of a bonus in the way we treat the people. Yes, we're not going to pack them in like sardines. We're going to leave the sardines a little bit more room to move. After that, we're going to go into the infirmary, and we're going to get reorganization of care, which gives 5 more beds. Considering we've had the patch that removed removed one of the left hands from all the double left-handed people, we took out the cryopods and replaced it with the right hand. I don't know if I actually need this research anymore, but I'm going to stick with it because, well, it probably wouldn't hurt. apart from the people that are having the left hand cut off and swap with the right. Yeah, okay. With that out of the way, as for our internal of our sectors, we are going to do not a lot in here, and we're going to do a few things in here. With the sheer amount of iron I have coming in, I need somewhere to store it. I also need somewhere to process it. So, very first thing I want to do is I want to put in a bunch of storage. Now, we are going to have a whole lot of temporary structures going in here that we're going to build and then remove and then rebuild and then a few other things. It's going to be fine because at the end of the day, when you build a building and then delete it, you get back all the resources anyway. So it doesn't really matter. But I do need to have one of these set for iron, one of these set for steel, one of these turned off, and one of these turned off. Probably actually turn back on and turn on for iron. Yeah, we just need to mass store iron. On top of that, I need to, out of this sector, it has 100 steel currently. That's a problem. I need to cut that back to 50. Because we're going to need a buffer, because I'm going to have to remove some houses to build in the new houses. Yeah, okay, so that's going to be our plan. Oh, actually, that's a better idea, GD. We're going to put in a temporary one of these, I don't know, here. We're going to put a temporary one of these and set that for steel as well. It'll give us twice the amount of transport drones. That's going to come in handy in a little bit. All right. I've also turned off the peepsicle defrosters because we didn't need 2 of them running, and it's going to save us a little bit. We actually have a problem, and this is why people are unhappy with us and why the trust is going down, because this sector's unhappy. It's got negative, which is because I have a large amount of homelessness. I'm also not feeding 7 people. I'm not feeding 7 people because my mess hall only supports up to 500 crew, and I have 507 in the sector. So we need to go into the population management. I need to start shipping people between the 2 sectors. So this sector has 312 out of 219 workers, which means only workers. It turns out you can actually type in this. You couldn't type in this previously, so I didn't know, but now you can. I'm going to ship 3 workers from sector 1 to sector 2. That brings us down to 309 of 219, which means I'm going to ship out another 70 from this sector to this sector. Which means I have a buffer. Oh, because I just built the building, which added a few more workers. Okay, I was going to say I had a buffer of 20 workers.
Has occurred in the Tiqqun.
Well, that's not patched out nearly as well as I'd hoped.
Population transfer complete.
We're going to ship out some people. At least then they'll get fed. We're still going to have a situation with homelessness, but we should get that fixed when this research completes, which is going to take a little while. Whilst we're waiting for that, we're going to take the gear ship, our lovely science ship, head over to Zoop. I'm going to start these events. So, we have, we went over to the, we found the black box. We found the black box at the Outer Hope sector, the Outer Hope secret base, secret Dolos base. And it allowed us to successfully locate this particular site, the Hemavevevebeb's construction facility. Yeah, I'm great at pronouncing names, don't question it. All right. Using the encrypted channels and the Dolos communication protocols found on the Outer Hope to access the site, we've just awoken the resident PA diagnostics. That revealed that? Yeah, that revealed prior to the failure of the site's data archiving systems, the facility had been inactive for several decades. Strangely, the industrial zone is currently powered and operational. We might as well investigate that. It's going to take 3 cycles. Meanwhile, whilst we wait for that to happen, we have our mining ships. Mining ships we should talk about very quickly. I have 2 mining ships. One's prioritized for silicon, the other one prioritized for carbon. And then they do all the iron that they can find. Then they're going to do ice, and then they're going to do nothing. Which is possibly a problem, because we can see we have a mining ship tier 2, Michael, and we have a Glut, who's also a mining ship tier 2. They get upgrades via experience, by mining things, which means I'd like to keep them active if I can, but to do that, I need to keep them actually mining things. So we want to keep an eye on that. At the same time, our Santa's Sleigh, our Missenburr, and also Arch are slowly upgrading as well as they do more things.
A science ship team has completed.
Let's deal with this before the thing that needs my attention. Okay. We've reached an automation construction site. Despite its age, still good in working condition, although Dollar's technology here is recognizable. It's much more advanced than what we have on the board, the Tiqqun. The control room for the site, we came across a mausoleum dedicated to Lyra Fraus. The resident PA identified us as Dollar's personnel and granted us access to the data records. These confirm that the site was used to construct and house an advanced prototype of the Vol engine, codenamed Ixion. So we found out 2 important things. It took us 4 episodes to find out Ixion. It also, we had I assumed it was the prototype Vol engine, but this is an advanced prototype. So, what's the story with our one? Is it just the crappy prototype? Is it the mistake that never happened because we refused to talk about it? Is it just the Moon Killer? I don't know. It needs a separate name because obviously it wasn't a prototype. All right. The engine of this type is currently mirroring to an EKP structure with a harness link. Our engineers say one of our mining ships can tow this. Attach the Ixion engine to the Tiqqun will restore our vol jump capabilities. Nice. It'd be nice to actually leave this sector. All right. So we need to extract Ixion from the atmosphere of Jupiter, which we're going to click on, which is going to require a mining ship. You are moving asteroid. I guess you're 1.5 cycles, so we're going to go with Michael, and you'll pop across here and get this done. All right, back inside the ship. This. I don't want to click on this, because this is going to tell me I've been here too long. As I said, a lot of things in the game are event-based or time-based. This particular one is a time-based one, and it's going to say we've been in this sector for too long, the people are unhappy, and our dead Earth sickness, death of the Earth, DES. The DES is going to hit -1 permanently across, well, the whole ship, every sector, which is unfortunate and something I would prefer to avoid. I'd also need to get rid of more iron. More iron. Let's add more steel, and that's not going to really help our situation. Okay, we'll put you in iron. All right, so I'm going to ignore that. Whilst I'm ignoring that, I'm also going to go to the exterior view of the ship, and we're going to add in some more solar panels. They are very expensive. The carbon, the polymer, we're pretty fine on. The microchips, less so. But more power is probably going to help us out in the long run. Also, it's going to be harder and harder to get upgrades after, well, we explode the Jupiter. Yeah, okay, so with that done, we're just going to be grabbing all the iron. We're going to store the iron we can. We're going to need another one of these already. Let's put you here and set you for steel. I just need to get as much iron processed and steel as possible. At the same time, I don't have any more silicon coming in, so I don't need this or this. I also don't have any more polymer, as a little bit of polymer we can process, so we'll process that. We also need to bring in the 200 peepsicles that we found and shove them in the ship. Now, there is a debuff if you go over 250 unfrozen peepsicles on the ship, you get a -1 across all the sectors. So we also want to avoid that, if at all possible. Okay, you're still running, so we just need to ignore that for a second longer. And make sure that all the iron... Told you so. Kane-Munshi algorithms identify that staying too long in one system exacerbates dead Earth sickness. The collective trauma will not begin to heal till the crew can set forth on their new home. We cannot stay in a system that holds no hope for humanity. Yeah, they're time-based, also event-based. So, people are unhappy. Again, cool. All right, so to cure unhappiness, I do have these buildings. Did I leave room? No, of course I didn't. Can I fix that? No, not really with that storage there. You were meant to go here. Okay, if I remove the road, I can. All right, we're going to, as I said, you get full refund costs for everything that you destroy. So we're going to destroy things. We're going to destroy that little container, and then I'm going to put it over here instead. No, not there. Yes. Okay, we're going to put it here instead, and I still might need to move it over another tile. Stability. I'm going to go with the genetic. Okay, the genetic, and I'll explain why we're going to do the genetic in just a second after I fix that problem for a third time and put in that problem. Okay, and a road. 5th time's a charm. There instead. Okay, you're going to do steel. You're going to do genetic memorial. Okay, genetic memorial. Let's talk about genetic memorials for a second. So all the memorials, there's 3 different memorials, and they each have different bonuses. But the Marduk Memorial and a Tier 1 industrial specialization can get an extra +1 to stability. The genetic Conatus Memorial and a Tier 1 food specialization can get a +1 extra stability. So this was going to provide us +1, and then if I do that research later on, it'll give us another +1. So this is why I'm going to do this particular one first. At the same time, it's going to spend some of the damn steel that we have stacking up everywhere. Can I build Another one of those. Okay, alright, let's deal with the science shippy first. Okay. The extraction procedure was a success. PA helped us a lot during the operation. She may try to contact the Tiqqun directly. May we follow the self-similar pattern? 45 science. Okay. We can prepare the Ixion for the Tiqqun connections, but for right now I'm going to hit this, which means I can collect the 45 science. It's like just puts the event on hold. Let's just come back to it. Okay, back into here. You're going to do the steel. With the 45 research data, I'm going to get this done. With that getting done, I need to do some construction, and this is currently mid-construction, which is a problem. Can I... high priority. Okay, optimized quarters have been unlocked. Alright, optimized quarters, population, one of these. Houses 40 crew members in average quality accommodation. And if we hover this over these two, it takes up the exact same footprint as 2 of these guys. The catch is, it's now 40 people, whereas 2 of these were 30 people, also 2 power. Also, it's going to technically cost us 10 steel to do these upgrades, which is fine, because I have steel I need to spend. So we're going to start here. How unhappy is this sector? 25% homelessness. Okay, and how many people are homeless total? Housing capacity. If every single time I remove 2 of them, that's removing 30, and I have 316, so I just need to stay above 150 housing capacity total. Okay. 160 if I remove... yeah, I can remove 2 more. Just. Okay, we're going to remove a whole bunch of housing. In this sector, I need this built, which should let us get steel moved around a little bit faster, and then get this built, which should get built. At the same time, I need to keep moving resources around, back and forth. We don't have many microchips, so I'm going to set this to, like, very low, and set this to not 100. Not 100, just 1. Just 1. I just need 1 microchip in this sector so we can actually get this thing built. Alright, okay, so we're processing iron still. I need another damn storage. Actually, let's not worry about it, because we're just going to put these in instead. Population. I want a double lot of housing. And, yep, and then a double lot of housing. And then a double lot of housing. Okay, this sector, you're now built. We're going to demolish that house and that house to start with. These two were always put at the back with the intention of upgrading these houses as soon as they were available. Problem is we haven't had them available till basically right now. So we're going to put 1 in here and then 1 right behind it, and that should fix things. Angry. Homeless 50%. Yeah, I thought that might happen. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, we have room for steel. We don't have room for iron. But we're currently in the process of spending steel. So I'm going to unselect you from steel. I'm going to select you for iron. So we can empty this. The dock can store up to 300 total items of cargo. So I want to get this empty. On top of that, the cargo that's in the dock doesn't count towards what's actually in the station. So remember how I mentioned that if we get over 200 cryopods, people get unhappy because they have frozen friends that are still frozen. What we can actually do is we can leave the frozen peepsicles in a cargo dock, and then they don't count towards what's on the ship. It's a feature. It's a feature. It's a feature, like turning off those 2 buildings because we don't need them running because, well, we don't have any more carbon we can process. Alright, that's built, that's built. We're going to now demolish you.
Administrator, more than 50% of the Tiqqun's population are lacking quarters.
In which one? This one. Oh, because this is not technically built. Well, that's unfortunate.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
Was it an accident or was it intentional? It's only holding the peepsicles, it's fine. Alright, we're going to remove these 2 next, in hopes that I can get the upgraded housing in place. And as soon as they're done, which will get cut out to these 2 storages, unfortunately I need the 1 construction bot to actually do the construction. Or deconstruction. The construction reverse. Yep. We can put in another one of those. Okay, with that done, we're at... So, +1 from people mostly living in crew quarters, which is these ones still. Once we get over 50% of people living in the optimized quarters, which means we'll instantly get we'll go from a +1 to a +2, which will make them happy. This is why I'm trying to get these upgrades done. In fact, you see +2 from living in optimized quarters. Perfect. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. On top of that, I'm going to remove that one, that one, that one, and that one, and that should hopefully rectify that problem. Curiosity, we still have 2,000 iron. You guys are now mining ice, because I'm short on things for you to mine. Do I have other options? Iron is generally your densest resource. So if I have the option of finding iron with a probe, I will. Okay, so that, once these are built and these are removed, we should be fine for this sector, which is currently extreme amounts of homelessness. Just 25%. Okay, and this sector is 25% still. All right, we're going to come in here and we're going to remove you, 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 and you. And then I'm going to build in 2 more houses, and then I think I can just do the last 4 lots all together. I think we will have got enough housing that will sort of cover our bases. Come on, destroy. I want this built, please. There. And there. Okay, so housing is 25% homelessness, which is this overlay. I have housing for 240, and I have a population of 440. So we haven't quite hit 50%, but oh my god, are we close. All right, this sector has that one done and that one done. That should give them plenty of housing in this sector. We shouldn't have to worry about this sector for a little while. We do need to worry about, it doesn't look like we have anywhere to store the iron again. There's not enough steel in the sector.
Completed its scan.
Steel in the sector should be fine-ish. Alright, with all that happening, we're now going to... Do I start the event? Sure, let's start the event. Alright, so we need to prepare Ixion for a connection. Great. Alright, so it's going to take another 3 cycles. I got 3 cycles to get our housing situated, which means I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you guys are just being built. So we should have 58 people are unhoused, 18 people are unhoused. When that one's built, everybody will be housed, and everybody will be happy. Also means that we now have +2 from people being mostly in optimized quarters. This sector is also +2 from being mostly in optimized quarters. Unfortunately, we still have 174 people that are homeless. But I now have 260, 440. If I kick out 60... 2 of those is 30. 2 of those is 30, which is 460. I could do 2 of these. So we're going to do 2 of these at least. That won't take us over the 50%. And as soon as one of these is done, I can do the last 2, and then we can not worry about it anymore. All the housing is done. Everything is upgraded. Everybody is peachy and happy, and everything is grand.
A science ship team has completed a task.
I'm going to do that a bit preemptively, but the other one is almost done. And science task. The crew of the Tiqqun and the team of the Gear have prepared the Ixion for connection. Final attachment protocols can be initiated via the EVA airlock. A. Dismantle the surplus equipment at the site. Definitely. We're going to spend 3 cycles doing that. And I guess we can listen to this dialogue.
Administrator, we have received a transmission from the Hephaestus PA, Olympia.
Okay. What does Olympia have to say for herself?
Tiqqun, Ixion is now in orbit and ready for installation. You are not designed to calculate your own vol coordinates.
That feels a little bit rude.
Ixion will only permit you to use previously generated coordinates or to follow the vol signatures of others that have crossed self-similar space.
We can't hack it?
To make your existence worthwhile, you will need to find the coordinates of the exoplanet that Protagoras is looking for.
That sounds very rude.
Vanya was right about the echoes of the future. I bestow upon you this miracle, and with it, release myself so that I may embrace the sleep that was stolen from me.
That also sounds very depressing. Have you seen a medical professional recently? I think you should talk to somebody before we leave you alone. Okay. So, Sector 1 now has just 74 people now not housed, but they are happy. We are getting +2 from optimized quarters, 1 from the monument thing that we built, 1 from hull integrity being over 25%. We set the bar really low around here, -1 from dead earth sickness, and -1 for being too long in the system. Yeah, too long in the system is a mistake. I really wish I'd moved on a bit further, faster, but like I said, we were sort of running through everything we possibly could. All right, I need to store more steel. Also, there's 50 steel in this sector, which should be fine. Food, we're still A-OK on, as long as I don't defrost any more peepsicles. We have 100, 200, and 16 peepsicles technically in stock. These 16 don't count. EVA airlocks we're going to leave running. Solar power, we have plenty of power. The only thing left to do is to pick up the 18 alloy, 2 microchips, 18 food, and 2 polymer. And then we're good to go. Meanwhile, you could go back to the Tiqqun, and the Tiqqun needs the exterior view, an engine whacked on the back. Yeah, I think we need to do this. Hull repair will be temporarily paused during construction. Yeah, we can deal with that. And this is all the ships. It turns out if you hang around and you actually watch the ships, they actually leave out the docks on the front. It's actually really cool. The devs have put a lot of effort into the fine detail. I just really wish I could zoom a lot more. I really want to zoom in on very, very close on some of these things. But we're just going to watch an engine get removed and hopefully upgraded.
Administrator, a new request awaits
It looks
your attention.
very similar to the old engine. Okay, incoming transmission.
Administrator, we are ready to follow the traces of the Protagoras through self-similar space using the frequencies recovered from Outer Hope's black box. Vol systems have been adapted for the new Ixion class engine. The Tiqqun is now fully equipped to pursue our main objective: ensure humanity's survival by finding the habitable exoplanet named Remus.
Yes, boss. Okay. So we have our little ships are off collecting iron. We can see that Santa Slade did get a Cargo 2 upgrade, which now means they can carry 33 resources. Just a little bit of a bonus. As for research, we did manage to finish the infirmary with the reorganization of care, which gave us +5 to our bed capacity. So we can now have 20 poor unfortunate souls that have hurt themselves in each infirmary. Also, population is hopefully reasonably balanced. Oh, I don't even know what that is. We're going to ignore that for a little bit. It'll go off no matter what. The timer counts down, then it goes off. Meanwhile, I need Santa's sleigh to go back and forth lots, pick up this stuff. No, wrong button.
No more resources available to mine.
That's fine. You guys are now going to auto come home. Santa's sleigh is dumping resources. Okay. Arch is going to dump resources. Okay, we're all done. All right, we're all done there as well. We're right to fire up the engine. Okay.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
Really? That's the probe launcher. We can live without the probe launcher. Okay, what's this event? Nihal protocols online. Stanford checks have passed, and the Ixion engine is fully integrated with the Tiqqun systems, ready for ignitions. Vol jump coordinates can only be generated by the computational machinery using Frau's tachyods. Particle found in self-similar space. These calculations are one of the most valuable and best kept secrets of Dolus. Administrator, we have jump coordinates to reach the last known location of the protagonist, which is hopefully around Remus, which is our final destination. Hopefully, because the last engine blew up the last planet. Alright, with that done, the only thing left to do is to fire up the engine. Power on the main grid will be diverted to the engine during the half a cycle charge. Preceding ignition sectors will be powered by batteries. Do we have batteries? We do have batteries, right? We have three cycles of 4 cycles worth of batteries. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, power it up.
In accordance with
Which means all the ships rush home. Now, there's a catch. There's a catch. It's a catch or a feature. It all depends on how you look at it. The engine powers up in half a cycle. and then a dialogue comes up on the screen that you have to click. And if you choose not to click it, 4 members were injured. Yeah, oopsies. If you choose not to click it, it clicks by itself. So if
Ixion engine ready.
I've still got ships out there. The game is paused. There are still ships out there, which means in theory we're going to leave the ships just orbiting around, the solar system back home, with the Earth that's perfectly fine. Right? Yeah. Well, actually, no. Technically, they're moving, but we're definitely not at 3 times speed anymore. Yeah, it turns out if you click jump anyway, they just magically teleport home using vol jump technology. This is why there's so many asteroids. They used to be whole planets, but all the little ships went and saw to them. With the engines firing up and the cutscene in full swing, I'm going to remind you guys, now's a great time to, consider letting me keep that like that I asked to borrow earlier. Yep, at the same time, hit subscribe if you haven't already, because this is the cliffhanger. This is the cliffhanger we're going to be leaving episode 4 on, so we can come back in episode 5 around a whole new system. A whole new system with a whole new planet that sort of looks like Jupiter after maybe it's been exploded by another Vol engine. You will find out in the very next episode, which hopefully comes out next 24, 48 hours? I don't know. It all depends on scheduling. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. Enjoy the lovely explosions. And I will see you guys in the very next episode. All right. Thanks for watching. See you then. Bye.